Welcome to one more session for the hardware. Today we are going to discuss about the tertiary storage devices. Now, as we just discussed, that tertiary is something that you're going to store any sort of the data on an online basis. Now, online is something that you're going to store any sort of the data on a remote server. That means you can access that data from anywhere. You just need a good internet connection. You can access that particular data from anywhere. So in this format, if you're going to store your data or you're making a backup of your data, so that is known as a tertiary storage devices, okay, or a tertiary storage. So the best example for the tertiary storage is a cloud. And now that cloud could be of Google, that could be a drive as well, that could be of the iCloud as well. Completely depends on what type of the application you are utilizing or what type of the iOS you are utilizing. So over here we will be utilizing, we will be just discussing about a journal format of the cloud that could be of any of the company or any of the organization. Yeah, but we are just discussing about the journal factors of a cloud. So as it's written over here, that's a type of storage where data is stored on a remote server we just discussed. Now coming towards the types of the cloud, so we do have three different types of the clouds. That's a public cloud, a private cloud, and a hybrid cloud. Public, private, and a hybrid. So hybrid is quite clear that it's the combination of the public and private because it's a hybrid, and hybrid simply means the combination of two or more than two things. Now coming towards the public. Now public cloud is something over which you are going to store any sort of the stuff that could be accessible by all. Like for an example, a YouTube. YouTube is a public cloud because why is that so? Because anything that is uploaded over a YouTube that could be accessed to all, that could be seen by all, that is the reason it is known as a public cloud. Now when it comes to the private cloud, okay, now one more thing I need to add for the public cloud. Public cloud, they are saying where client and host are two different things. That means client is, I am the client right now because I am going to watch something on the YouTube, and the host is that particular person who has uploaded that particular file. So we do our two different companies, we do our two different entities over here. But when it comes to the private cloud, so private cloud is something, for example, your Google Drive. So Google Drive, if you are going to store something on your Google Drive, so if I'm going to store something on my Google Drive, I can access that particular data only, or to whom I will be giving the permission. So that will be known as that I am considering the host and the client as an integrated, or you may say as a single entity or a single organization. That is the reason that it is known as a private cloud, because only that person to whom I am providing the access can access my particular data. Other than that, no one else is allowed to access my data. So that is known as a private cloud. So public cloud accessible to all, private cloud only accessible to a particular person or only towards the host. Now coming towards the hybrid cloud, so now it contains the feature for both the public and the private. Now for example, there are some parts of the software you can utilize them for free of cost, but you cannot download them, or you cannot utilize them, or you cannot change them, or you cannot make any sort of the amendments in them. Similarly, there are few of the clouds that you can utilize them, but you cannot store a bulk amount of the data over that. You cannot utilize all the features of that. So that is actually known as an hybrid cloud. Now coming towards the benefits and drawbacks of the cloud. So as I just told you, that cloud is something, or tertiary storage is something that you just need an internet access and you can access the data from anywhere around the world. Yeah, but the drawback is that until unless you're not having a stable internet connection, you won't be able to download, or you won't be able to access that particular form of the data. So you need to have a particularly good internet or a designated internet to that particular cloud, so that you can easily access your data. Now there are few of the more benefits and drawbacks. It says remote backup of the data is available and offers almost unlimited storage. Okay, now this point is according to the book that it is offering almost unlimited storage, but it's not actually the unlimited storage, because if you can see with the iCloud, so that is, I think so, providing you 5 GBs of the data, and when it comes to the Google Drive, so they are approximately providing you 15 GBs of the data. So that's a huge amount of the data that they are allowing you to access for free. Yeah, but after that, the you need to pay amount, but that amount is quite low, that it's like just a pennies in your pocket. Okay, so that is the reason they say that it is unlimited. Drawback, potential. Now this is an important. If the server is down due to any reason, like there might be a hacking over the server, or you may say there might be a spyware over the server, or it got hacked by someone, or that there's a ransomware sort of the brute force attack or any such sort of the attack. So your data that is stored over the cloud will be you may say will be at high risk. So that is the reason that you should always have a backup of that particular data that you are storing onto the cloud. So that was all from the tertiary, and after that we will be continuing with the new topic that is regarding a virtual memory. So thank you for this session. Allah Hafiz.